ASMR. I will be whispering a true story about my first slumber party. For children, a slumber party is a kind of sacred ritual all children have to go through. It is shrouded in mystery, not shared with grown-ups or even other friends, almost like it is a sacred group we belong to, the group of the slumber parties. I still remember my first slumber party. I would stay over at my friend's place, and first part of the evening we would watch a scary movie that we smuggled up to our room. We would have big bags of chips with us, some sodas, and we would crunch our way through the scary movie. Crunching the chips, drinking the soda, crunching the chips, drinking the soda, until the movie scared us so much we could no longer eat and we had to turn off the TV. If that wasn't scary enough, we would start making our own tent to hide from our surroundings. We would put two chairs next to each other with some space in between so we could sit there, and we would drape our bed covers over the chairs, so we would have a small tent. We would take a small light with us. We tried a small candle first, but that was not that good. It had some smoke, so we were too scared, so we just took electric light. And in there, all we could see were the shadows, because the room was pitch black, but inside our tent there was light. It was funny at first. We could make small figurines with the light, make animals. And after our laughter stopped, we started to tell each other ghost stories, until one of us was too scared and we had to stop. Then, of course, we would start talking about girls and the mystery that surrounds their slumber parties. They all sounded so weird. If you would watch TV and hear and see about slumber parties that girls would have, it was so fascinating how Hollywood would portray the girls. They would band together, start giggling, which most of the part was their slumber party, as we thought it was, just giggling about all the girly stuff. We would think about them putting makeup on each other, acting all grown up, or that they would do some traditional slumber parties, like maybe the game of Bloody Mary. You know the game where you have to stand in front of a mirror and summon the evil spirit by saying Bloody Mary 3 times in the mirror. Or like the folding of paper to reveal the future. This game us boys also did from time to time. It was fun to pass the time, and we assumed that girls would do the same. Of course, there are parallels between girl and boy slumber parties, but the funniest one we could think of are pillow fights. Us boys always think of slumber parties that girls have involve pillow fights and giggling, just laughter, silly talk, girly talk, mixed with some scary games, maybe even trying an Ouija board that some of us boys don't even want to touch. Most of us try some kind of test of courage, and many of those slumber party rites involve passing that childhood test. Of course, not always do we try them, not always do we care for those, but we do enjoy some fortune-telling games. We all remember the 8-ball that we play around with when we were a child, or the old Spanish paper and pencil game. You know the game Regla Posada. Even girls, even to this day, they still play that game to predict the future. But nowadays, more and more, when we have a slumber party, it is just mostly gossiping or hanging around on the internet. It's a long time since I heard anyone mention the game of Bloody Mary or the Lizzie Borden Skipper O'Brien. It's those things that are part of childhood traditions. The one tradition that still stays and is more or less the same is the one surrounding dolls. All girls have dolls, and us boys, we often think that girls must be witches because of the dolls. We associate dolls with witchcraft. Witches have been using dolls for centuries. They call them puppets. Some were made out of natural materials like potato, cloth, branches, and we used to cast spell on people. Now, of course, little girls don't perform black arts, but the idea of dolls being used in witchcraft is uneasy at times. And most people are a bit repulsed when an inanimate object resembles a human being. And the more dolls resemble a human being, the scarier they become. Just imagine standing in a room filled with dolls. All those eyes fixed on you, looking at you, looking deep into your soul. Even someone who likes dolls would be scared to enter a room like that at night when it's dark. So, would we still play a witch game when we are surrounded by dolls? It leaves you wonder. And also with the question, is this why slumber parties at the girls' place are often well lit? The room is often bright with lights that they turned on. Is it to keep the darkness away? To keep the boogeyman outside? For where there is light, there can be no darkness? Is that the reasoning? Who knows? What I do know is slumber parties are great, a rite of passage every child should go through. It's one of those memories that stay with you. And each slumber party you should fill with memories, even if they are scary. Good night.